we are going to do our 2023, January 2023 energy reading now. And we're going to start off, hi, baby, with, let's see here. Let's start off with what might be to expect in January 2023 for what work might be like this first month. Gotta get myself oriented. Give me a break. Okay, so let's just start straight into it. What do we look like we've got going on in the workplace? Hopefully you guys have had some good Christmas, holiday, all of the different holidays you might be celebrating, whatever those might be. Look into the new year now. Hi, baby. Oh my goodness, I know. She's very helpful for these things. Yes, is that right? Kisses. So many kisses. Thank you. So many kisses. Kisses for the new year. Oh my God, are you helping me so much? Thank you, baby. Mm-hmm. 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 One more over there too. Okay. Apparently, half of this episode is kisses. What do you do? Okay. We're looking at work. Okay, we got 49. Be insightful and established. Round and rebalance your energy. Bring your awareness into the now rather than allowing it to occupy the past or future. I like that going into the new year. Got some colorful yellow and some red and blue sea urchins. So this is really kind of trying to bring to the forefront of your mind. Ranger, sweetheart. Ranger, sweetheart. Thank you. Trying to bring to the forefront of your mind that being in the present moment, the now, is really where you can do the most good in your life, where the most can happen, and just focusing on what's already happened, what's in the past, or looking too far ahead, maybe worrying too much about what's next, worrying too much about what's in the news, worrying too much about like all of the things. It's going to take you out of this present moment where you can actually make impactful decisions, take actions, make changes that will create a better tomorrow. So if you're so focused on tomorrow and the day after that and then the month after that, that you stop actually making progress, well, then you're not going to get very far. You're going to get stagnant and you're just going to be stuck in this fear state of what do we do to prevent, to prepare. It's not saying don't prepare at all, but like if all you're doing is focusing on what you're afraid of happening next, how are you going to take really strategic steps forward that could actually serve you, your business, work? Hi, sweetheart. And everything else. So try to do your best. This may be like a great time to start practicing mindfulness, some meditation, something that will help you to, this is going to be an interesting video, I can tell you already, but something to help you be in the now moment and see how that's where your true inspiration can come through, how all of your really great ideas, the wisdom from your highest self, from your inner guidance, all of that can really show up for you now in the now moment. Okay, what else do we got for some words of wisdom for the workplace? Ooh, I love it. It's a whale. 37, look beyond the surface. Avoid becoming distracted by surface issues. Focus on the underlying motivation, cause, or beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth to your world. So this is what that looks like. Pretty well. So, this could go on the side of the good and the not so great experiences. When you have a coworker, colleague, or someone who is kind of acting out, they're really like creating problems for everyone, they're causing all sorts of issues and situations, then try to look at beyond the surface of they're just acting really unreasonable and look into what it is that might be going on with them. They might be having like a lot of struggle with personal life, with children, maybe they're not sleeping, maybe they've got health issues or family members with health issues and they're really stressed and they're taking it out on other people or the project. Maybe they're not thinking clearly, they're not thinking very calmly and all of that kind of stuff. And it's important. It's not to say that you have to excuse everybody who treats you badly, but there is wisdom in seeking beyond the that guy's just acting like a jerk or that lady's acting crazy or whatever it might be, and going, maybe they're having a hard time right now. Maybe they're, because we've all been there. Like, we're all human. We've done it. Like, we've lashed out at people when we didn't mean to, when we didn't have enough sleep, or when we were irritated with a million things going on. And then there was just the wrong person at the wrong time that we just like lost it. Try to have some space in your heart to kind of forgive and to at least acknowledge that, maybe it's not the project, it's not you, something else going on for that person. And for other things, focus so much on the negative, like what's wrong or when someone's acting out. So what is right? What is good in the world? And so maybe this January month, you start the whole year off by looking at the situations where things are working, the projects where things are going great, and focus your attention there. And maybe spend a little time pondering how nice it is and how grateful you are for the coworkers who do respect you, for the projects that are working, for the teams that are working well together. And instead of it just being about what is broken, what is like being escalated, what is the next big problem, it's like, why don't you appreciate all of the things that are working in your life? Maybe that's like work life, it's also like family life and other things where it's like, maybe everyone stayed safe today. Maybe you actually got sleep tonight. All of the things. There's lots of ways that we can somehow just get too attached to the things that are wrong or the things that are not ideal, and then just fall into a hole of everything is wrong. The world is not right. Things are just, everything's going badly. So try to look at what's right, what's going well for you in your work life. And then let's see here. There's one more. We're going to pull from here. Push to surface, 27. More whales. We got 2 whales here. You may have you may have become complacent. You might be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life. So there's a little whale getting pushed up to the surface. So a lot of the time, it's easy to kind of get into a pattern, or if things are generally relatively smooth or working, you can start to get too complacent, too comfortable with your work, and maybe you don't even feel that stimulated anymore. You're like, this is all very easy, but almost too easy, and you're not really getting any kind of enjoyment out of your work. If that's happening, try to change it up. Maybe add in some little side project or like start a hobby, maybe take on a little bit more challenging of a thing, because yes, it's nice to have things be relatively smooth sailing, but if you're not being challenged in some way, you're gonna potentially fall into a darker hole of like you're not enjoying things as much, because it's easy to think we want everything easy, But in reality, if everything's just super easy all the time, you can start to lose your spark for life. You can start to lose the value you once saw in your career. You might just get too comfortable and then just realize, like, you know what? Do I even care about what I'm doing anymore? And just get to just like to the point where you're becoming less interested in it. But if you have something that's stimulating you, something that's challenging you, something that makes you have to think a little more, have to learn something new, then you're going to be pulled into it and you'll be more drawn to your work, more drawn to your career or whatever you might be doing. And you'll start to be more enthusiastic about continuing forward. But also, I think there's something to say about, like, what if you were to change careers? What if you were to change your job? If you just get to the point where if you truly are not interested in what you're doing, it might be a good time to like shuffle things up and consider a new thing for the year. Maybe it is a change in career. Maybe it's a change in company. And if that's the case, that simulation might be enough to kind of re-spark something in you. Not to say you need to change your career for that or change your where you're working, but really like assess where you're at. If you're happy, if you're stimulated, if things are going well, you're learning, great. But if you're not, try to ask yourself, is it that you're not stimulating yourself or you're not being given the opportunity to grow and expand? If it's like you're not receiving the opportunity to grow and expand, that's when you might need to look elsewhere. But if you're being given the opportunities, you're just not taking them, then that's more on you. And it's a chance for you to evaluate, what is it that's holding me back from doing something more challenging? What is it that is preventing me from wanting to learn and expand into this career? Or, is it really the right career? Or is it just like, is something missing? Like, what is it that is the underlying, like with the other card, under the surface, like, what is the reason you're not wanting to grow in the role you're in? So that's just something to consider for work. Let us jump over to relationships. Whatever those might be. Whatever those might be for you. Maybe it's personal, maybe it's friends, family, romantic wise, whatever they are, what's going on for January for relationships? What is going on for relationships? $19 answers within. I enjoy this. Don't look externally for the source of your problems. When you feel triggered or distressed, look within. You may have been conditioned to place blame on. Realize there is no one against you. No one is looking to hurt you. Dissect what is going on for you. What is it that you are really feeling? Break out of limiting patterns. As you overcome the cause, you will diminish the effects. Create a space each day where you can take an emotional inventory. Find a place to sit quietly and relax your mind. Ask yourself questions. Take note of any new insights that emerge during this process. Examining yourself and your role in a situation will help you become more self-aware. Soul searching and listening to a trusted friend can lead you to your best answer. You will recognize the right answer for you, as it will feel uplifting. You might be able to see a positive solution for all involved. You will feel inspired or comforted as you listen to your own wisdom. A fairy rides in a rose high above a landscape. She holds a candle that represents the four main archangels: Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. The candle reflects the light glowing in your soul. Green is connected to health, wellness, and happiness. The sweet smell of the rose induces a feeling of calm. The fairies with beautiful wings lend emphasis to the freedom of your soul. You can rise above this situation and transform as you do so. All things are constantly moving, developing, and changing. Trust the cycle of change you are currently in, as you will emerge with more awareness. So this this would suggest that whatever you got going on with your relationships, if you've been maybe even struggling with them, maybe you haven't been finding the right person, or maybe you have friends that just like aren't really, you're not lying, like you're not seeing eye to eye, like you're not like really feeling connected with them, or maybe it's the relationship. Whatever it might be, try to really sit with yourself, because there may be something else, again, under the surface going on. It could be that, sometimes if you look at what's going on, you're like, oh, my friend won't call me, or my friend doesn't make time for me, or whatever. There's two ways to look at that. And if you kind of play with the whole wham theory thing, if you ever watch that video, you would see, everything's a mirror and everything's teaching you something about yourself. So sometimes it's a matter of, are you reaching out to them? So sometimes you can get into a really dark place with friends or with loved ones, or, people you care about, where you feel like they're ignoring you, you're not getting the attention you desire. But then at the same time, are you actually actively trying to make time for them? Are you trying to make plans? Are you trying to send messages or make a call and, check in on them and see how they're doing? Because if you're expecting them to do this for you all the time, it's hard to, you know, be so confused why no one is messaging you if you aren't messaging them either. It's not to say that you should have to do it all the time, but if you're not doing it at all, or you're not making that extra effort, but you're expecting it, then it's like, well, maybe if you take the initiative first, you can get the ball rolling, get the momentum going, and it's really just showing you that you are not actually doing that yourself. The other way to consider this reflection is, are you actually making time for yourself? Because it's one thing to expect other people to prioritize you, to make time for you. But sometimes what the world is trying to mirror to you in this kind of a situation, it's like, are you willing to sit with yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you accept who you are? And are you making time for you to sit in silence with yourself? It doesn't have to be silence, but like, do you take time to take care of your like self-care practices? Do you spend time taking a nap, or taking yourself for a walk, or holding some space to do some kind of like a ritual of some kind, or like just to sit and do some yoga with yourself? Like, are you taking time to take care of yourself? Because if you don't even want to spend time with you, like, why should other people want to as well? If you don't value who you are, if you don't think you're awesome and you deserve to sit with yourself, and that you're really cool and engaging because of the thoughts you have, and that you can like keep yourself company, then why should other people? The world is often showing us what we're actually doing to ourselves. So if you're not getting people reaching out to you and you're wanting that contact, I'd encourage you to look at, are you truly engaging with yourself right now? Are you truly connecting with yourself before you start to point fingers at other people? Okay. And then, spend time with yourself. Okay, let's see here. What else do we got for relationships for January? But the idea here is like, whatever the issues are that are going on, before you blame other people or point at other people, try to look at what inside of you is the answer, instead of it just being the mind saying, oh, well, they didn't talk to me, they didn't reach out to me. Try to like actually assess and evaluate within yourself first. What is the reason I'm seeing this pattern? What is the reason that the world is mirroring to me that I'm not getting attention, that I'm not getting the love or the whatever you're wanting from your relationships? So just consider that. Okay. 13, barriers. The dragon. And I have a new deck also for today. I'm excited about that. It's an herbal deck. Okay. You've created barriers or defense mechanisms that may be preventing emotional or mental healing. The universe, waiting and willing to assist you with your healing, but you may seems to be blocking or hindering your restoration. The obstacle may be a protective measure you have put in place to keep your heart from further harm. This shield may seem necessary and logical. However, it is also preventing the healing light being sent to you from penetrating and healing your pain. Defense mechanisms are a response to be wronged, hurt, rejected, abandoned, or abused. You may have made a mental vow not to allow yourself to feel a certain type of pain again. Once the block is in place, you may find it difficult to talk about situations or to receive corrective information about your experience. By identifying the root cause of your defense mechanism, healing can begin. You need to be willing to tear down the walls you have built so that healing can occur. A woman rides high on the back of a dragon in the middle of the ocean. The shoreline is covered with jagged rocks and looks completely unapproachable. Smoke comes from the dragon's mouth as if he might breathe fire at any moment. You have created a similar type of energy with the walls you have built around you. Remember, fear does not keep you safe. Be willing to make some changes. Talk to someone about what you are harboring so your healing process can begin. The full moon shines her light on whatever it is you are ready to release. The turbulent waters shows this may not be easy for you to do. However, the same turbulent water can be cleansing and will help you move forward. The stars in the sky are your blessings. They suggest there are many resources that will help you become free. So, where did it go? So, I think that's very clear. So this is a great time, and I'm seeing messages. So this is my first time doing the YouTube live, so I'm getting used to like seeing chat things at the same time. So this is exciting. Oh yay! 13 is your number. Yay! Yes, you did. Join at the exact perfect time. So and just one more time. So we got barriers. And so this is, a really good month to maybe do that looking within at when you look okay, so when you look at and see maybe the people in your life aren't connecting with you the way that you want them to or being as thoughtful or as like deep connections that you desire. If that's happening, then try to look at yourself and go, what walls have I put up to make it too hard for people to communicate with me, whether that's family or it's friends or significant others. It's like when you have the whole giant wall in front of you, and then you're wondering why you can't hear feedback from people. It's like we have a giant wall there. So of course you can't hear someone. Maybe they're trying to yell the feedback to you, but you just can't hear it or receive it, or they don't know how to get around the wall to give you feedback or to connect with you because you have a wall there. It's easy to put walls up and have that stop love and relationships from even entering, because if you have this very like hardened shell where you won't soften and allow them in or to be vulnerable with them, then they can't show up for you. You're not your love of whatever format that might look like can't appear and open their heart to you or enter your heart because like you have a giant wall there. So see if you can soften, if you can become more vulnerable with the people in your life, and that might begin to show you how you can let love in, how you can deepen your relationships with your friends, family, or whatever individual that might be. Okay, let us see what else we might be expecting for relationships. Well, that one flew out. 4, nurture. No matter what is going on in your being, it is vital to nourish and nurture yourself. This may mean learning how to listen to your needs. This card is asking you to balance the attention you give to the people and situations around you with the attention you give to yourself. This balance will help you make healthier choices for yourself. Do something daily that is just for you. The way you choose to nurture yourself will be unique to you. You may feel the urge to exercise, to take a long bath, or to have a massage, or curl up under your favorite blanket. You might choose to go to sleep at an earlier time. The most important aspect of self nurture is giving yourself permission to make healthful choices. Maintaining a daily flow of self nourishment will help you in many ways. Once a nurturing practice is in place, your energy levels will be higher and more consistent. This will lead to better decision making. Mer Angel hugs herself. Her posture indicates the need to strengthen the relationship with self. Her wings encourage you to assess your environment and find the information that will best support you. Try to place your own well being at the forefront of your life. Make decisions in accordance with your personal needs. Nurture yourself to address the depletion you might be feeling. This card suggests you have been pushing yourself and need some self care. I think that's fair. I think everybody could use a little self. And it goes very nicely with what I was talking about for the first card, the answers within. And then this one was for nurture. You know, there's a lot to say about the relationships and your interactions with other people. There's a lot to see by looking within yourself and how you treat yourself. So if you start to nurture yourself, take care of yourself, practice self-care, actually make time to just be with you and realize that you're an awesome person to be around, you'll start to see that mirror out into your relationships around you. So wham theory, whatever is going on inside is going to be what's mirrored to you. If you don't value yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, you're teaching and mirroring out to the world that you do not want to be nurtured or taken care of, that you do not deserve to be treated well and pampered and loved and given that support and nurturing. So it starts with you. You have to take care of you first, and then the rest of the people in your world and your life will start to mirror that back to you and do the same. Okay, so that is our relationships. Let's take a nice little glance at one of my favorite categories, self-love. The most important of all, because it dictates what the rest of your experiences are going to be like. The more love you can hold for yourself, the better you can show up for others, and the more likely others will show up in a very positive and highlight way for you. So let's get a couple themes for what self-love we can maybe work on for January. Your emotions. Allow your... Ooh. It's saying my connection is unstable. I think we're reconnected. I'm still getting used to this, but it said something about an unstable connection, and now it's connected. I think we're good now. So it's very straightforward. Feel your feelings. Feel whatever it is that you're feeling. So instead of suppressing, so a great practice of self-love is being... Oh, great. I'm good now. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. Feeling your feelings, because if you do not feel your actual emotions, whatever those might be arising, and you suppress it by immediately finding something to distract yourself with or something else to do, that's not going to serve you. It's going to be stuck emotion that gets suppressed into your subconscious mind. It'll appear later on like a surprise, but it's not a surprise because it was already there and you just didn't look at it the first time. And I want to say that I hold a lot of love and space for you should you have times that you don't do this, because we're all human and sometimes it's just too much. So just be patient with yourself. And the times that you don't let yourself feel the feelings, that's okay too. But try more often than not this January. It's a great start of the year. Try to feel whatever is coming up. Maybe it's you feel anxious. Maybe it's you feel bad or angry. The negative emotions aren't terrible, awful things. They're educating you about something going on in your subconscious mind. It's educating you about things that are going on in your reality. in your life and in your inner reality. And so if you take the time to study your emotions, to study the origin of your emotions, then you're really going to start to connect all the dots within you, and that will help try to spiral out, you know, a lot more experiences where you are being understood by others. You are experiencing likely less of the chaotic, unpredictable, weird stuff, and a bit more, you'll have what is perceived as a bit more control over your way. Some people really struggle with this because they just like, they don't even believe it themselves. And that's okay. Everyone's where they're at. You don't have to like, you don't have to be 100% on board, but can you start to practice? It's called practice, right? So you don't have to be all the way there. Practice by starting to just tell yourself daily in the morning when you wake up, I love you. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. Like, tell yourself that you love you because someone's going to love you. And maybe you're not in a relationship. Maybe you're just by yourself. Maybe you are in a relationship. It doesn't matter. Tell yourself that you love you. And when you start to do that more, you will allow yourself to slowly change your subconscious mind, the parts of you that doesn't accept all of who you are. Because we all have those bits of us in there, no judgment. We all have things we judge in ourselves that we're critical of, the things that we hide, the things we don't want to share from, we keep in the dark corners of our life for what we don't want to believe or tell people we believe about ourselves. But when you really allow yourself to feel everything and go, you know what? Even though there's that part of me that I hide, I love myself. I love that part of myself that's hiding it and the thing that I'm hiding because it's all a part of you. So you don't want to get to the point of like you want to defragment. I don't remember. I remember you defrag your computer, which I haven't done in a long time, but I think it has something to do with there's like pieces everywhere. And when you defrag, you put it back together again. So I think you're supposed to defrag your emotions and who you are and realize that the parts of you that are dark that you don't like and the parts of you that do not like that part of yourself, both of those are part of you. So you don't need to hate the part of you that judges yourself. It's actually accepting both parts of yourself. And then over time, accepting the darker parts of yourself that you don't like and loving that part in spite of whatever your past may have been with that relationship may have been with that part of you. Okay. So that is our self-love themes for the month of January. And now we've got, let's see here. Well, let's get our dragon card. Let's get our dragon card. We got a few dragons that we're going to bring in to see what. Oh, 5 peace. Such a pretty dragon. This beautiful and gentle dragon encourages us to be kind to ourselves. I swear, I didn't like stack this to be like a self-love thing. That's kind of the theme here. Uh, we frequently push ourselves too hard in our lives, whether this is at work or at home. We forget who we truly are and can miss the beauty in life as we become self-absorbed. This dragon's energy guides us to an inner tranquility, helping us to feel and trust that everything is fine. Aww. You love Peace Dragon too. That's amazing. Finally, we begin to see and understand the beauty and lessons in all things. Although incredibly powerful, this tranquil dragon brings the energy of gentle bliss like the early morning summer sun, giving us a sense of completeness we previously lacked. If she has come to you today, her message is this: allow me to pull together your scattered energies so that you can feel a sense of peace enter your soul. Literally was just talking about defragmenting. So basically this, every situation has a legacy, but so this dragon will help you. But alas, occasionally it can take a little time to appreciate or understand this fully. Let my presence help release any negative feelings for you and You are truly a creator and are immensely powerful. By allowing peace to enter our lives, we enable our very beings to carry more light. We become beacons for others to follow. In order to do this effectively, we must release our need for control. If life has been dull or you've been feeling generally out of sorts, call upon peace to lift your blues. She will support you by showing you the beauty of life and helping you to celebrate your experiences here on earth. But remember, you can only do this if you relinquish your need for control. When you do so, you will feel lighter, brighter, and more connected to the universe. And that's true. That's a very important part of all of transformation is like you really do have to let go of the controlling. But that's such a lovely message. So it's basically saying, hard on ourselves in all the ways. We can hate parts of ourselves. We can hate the part of ourselves that hates the part of ourselves. And we can get in this whole world of like becoming a million different pieces that are so disconnected that we just don't like, we stop being a person and we can exhaust ourselves, but we could really use this January to reconnect those pieces. Okay, what other dragons are coming through with a message for January? 27. Asclepius? This one's tricky for me to say. All right. Asclepius was the ancient Greek god of medicine, the son of Apollo. Upon meeting him for the first time, his opening words were, "Your modern image of the oh goodness, Caduceus is incorrect. He was a healer." See, words I'll have to look up after this. He was a healer of great repute in Greek mythology, and this dragon is in particular reminds us that inside us too reside great healers. His particular affinity lies with practitioners who use healing plants, herbalism. Ooh, we have the herbal deck, so that's going to be next. Where was I? Herbalism, homeopathy, and essential and flower essences. Add to this his rather shamanic energy and his affinity with snakes, and he is a powerful ally. Asclepius is the dragon of the healer and the shaman. His wisdom is boundless. If he has fallen into your reading today, know that you have his abundant knowledge at your side. Continuing with his practical help for your physical life, he asks if you need the support of a professional with knowledge of healing plants, or if it's time for you to undertake training in one of the areas mentioned above, or indeed shamanism. Alongside his ability to support those working with plant energies, he is a powerful ally when we are ready for the next phase of our transformational journey of life. His presence in your cards today reminds you that together you create the immense combination of transmutation and transformation. Deep within you know you can and will succeed. He had this to say. You are on the cusp of transformation, so allow me to guide you forward along the winding road. Remember, hold on to what you know to be true, for it is your journey and yours alone. Life never stands still. It is forever changing and evolving. Together, we can transmute that which binds you, accepting that your journey on earth is about life, death, and rebirth as you transform and grow personally and spiritually. You know what? Let's pull a couple of the herbal cards since we're on the herbal dragon and see if there's anything that might be coming through. I want to pull another dragon card, but first I think it's a good time to see. So this is the Herbal Astrology Oracle. This is the first time I'm doing one of these readings on YouTube with it. I just got it for Christmas. It's a perfect time. Andy lately, like dandelion tea. Another one I recently tried, it was like for anxiety or for stress. It's called Skull Cap. Now, obviously, like, I'm not your medical doctor. I'm not your care provider. So, like, I don't know what is okay and what isn't okay for you to take and what is like safe to mix with other medications you're taking. So, consult an herbalist or your doctor or whoever you want to consult Don't just take what like, "Oh, Reva said that you should take Skullcap, so I'm gonna take Skullcap." No, but it was very helpful. Like, I was so stressed out and I was so anxious for, like, a while, like, I was not sleeping well, and then I took Skullcap for, like, the first time ever one night, and I, like, just passed out so calmly, was so relaxed, like, I woke up feeling like I was at ease, my body felt all, like, completely relaxed, like, I like for weeks I hadn't had that kind of sleep, so it was like so freaking nice. Ooh, internet connection or the headphones. I wonder if it's doing this. So once in a while, my headphones have done something weird and they were gurgling my words. So if it's still gurgling my words, just let me know. And I think that it's shouldn't be right now. We shall see.